there is so much excitement around Donald Trump. And then there's excitement around those people who are trying to stop Donald Trump. And I think that's what you're seeing here. You see an amazing turnout because people are either excited about Trump or they're super excited about trying to beat Trump. And this is what's pushing this type of turnout. I think this is going to translate into the general election. Especially if Trump wins, which it looks like he will. Speaking of the turnout from the results from Super Tuesday, what did he have? 8? He took 8 states. Marco Rubio took 1, and Ted Cruz took 3. I missed the poll by 1. I said Ted Cruz was only going to get 2. He ended up getting 3, so I missed it by 1 state. But the result of last night was Donald Trump is on his way to winning the GOP nomination. Donald Trump has a lot of people excited about him, if for no other reason than he is the quintessential anti-establishment character. Yes, he's a billionaire. Yes, he's in bed with Wall Street. Yes, he's been around and has influence. So technically you can call that establishment. But when you see what Donald Trump is doing to the Republican Party, he is single-handedly destroying the Republican Party, or he's at least fracturing it. He's dividing out the Rockefeller Republicans from the evangelicals, from the white supremacist faction, and from those who are just anti-establishment and just tired of everything that the Republican establishment and Democratic establishment have been doing over the last 40, 50 years, right? So not everybody in Donald Trump's big tent is a bigot. Some of them are just not well informed, but not all of them are not well informed. You have some who know full well who they're voting for, and they would rather vote for somebody like him instead of maintaining the GOP establishment as it is. I was talking with some colleagues today, and, as a political scientist, I am fascinated with what Donald Trump is doing on the right. I promise you, if any of us are alive 50 years from now, I'm going to try my best to be, if any of us are alive, we will still be writing and studying what Donald Trump did to the GOP this year. Whether he wins or not, he has fractured that party and divided a coalition that has been winning on the state level, that has been winning on the national level, even though they haven't won the last 2 elections. The last election, rather, they have been winning with a coalition of evangelical voters, of pro-life voters, of people who are nativists, and mix that crowd with the economic conservatives and the neo-hawks, the neocons. You have this insane coalition that really should not be in existence, because the economic conservatives who are living off of millions and billions of dollars, the wealthiest, the Wall Street faction, have absolutely nothing in common, no common economic interest with the nativists, with the white supremacists, with the evangelicals who may be poor or middle class. It's a coalition that never should have worked in the first place, but it worked for so long because they were able to get them to vote against their best economic interests. Enter Donald Trump. Donald Trump comes in and says, I'm going to play exactly the game that you have been playing, but I'm going to play it better. And he has garnered so much support and so much excitement that it is ridiculous. It is as ridiculous as it is disgusting. We're talking about the video of the young girl, the young woman who was at a rally, and you see a crowd of rabid Donald Trump supporters, a bunch of white people, old white men pushing a young black girl around like a rag doll because she had the nerve to come there and protest. So now you have all these things going on at once, because it would be foolish for you to say, for anyone to conclude that everyone that supports Dump, let's keep it at that. Everyone who supports Dump is a bigot and a racist or ignorant and stupid. Some of them are just, they want to see the whole world burn. and they're just tired of politics as usual. So you can't lump them all into the idiocy category, but you have these idiots who are alongside for the ride. You have these white supremacists who are alongside for the ride. And you have these people who are just rabidly so pro Donald Trump that they will assault anyone who says anything negative about him, whether they're black, white, or it doesn't matter. This is an insane election cycle. This is by far one of the most amazing. And when I say amazing, I'm saying that from a political science perspective, because I am just fascinated that one man could find the Achilles heel of the Republican Party and just fracture it by playing it. Now, I said the other day, the Democratic Party has had some help in this, has helped them right now. And this is why I was talking about the fact that nobody's going to care about Hillary Clinton's identity politics game. Nobody, because I guarantee you what, Donald Trump is smart enough to, as soon as he gets this nomination, he's going to start moving back away from the fringes if he really wants to win. Some people don't think he really wants to win. I think he really wants to win. And you're going to see him move and do what Republicans and Democrats always do. They play to their extreme and then they come to the center. What is Hillary Clinton going to do if she gets this nomination and she cannot fight Donald Trump with identity politics? Because all of a sudden, next time something crazy happens at a Donald Trump rally, he's going to chastise his audience and say, don't do that. All lives. He even said all lives matter the other day, which is a huge step for somebody like him, right? It's progress. But what would somebody like Hillary Clinton do when she can't really fight him on anything else except his bigotry, when he takes the next 4 or 5 months to soften his bigotry and completely reinvent himself? Like what Mitt Romney said, the Etch-a-Sketch. How will she beat him if she's coming? And this is the problem that I don't think the DNC and Hillary Clinton supporters realize, is that they're trying to fight tomorrow's battle with last year's weapons. They're trying to fight Donald Trump in the future with identity politics from last year. And they don't realize that Donald Trump is completely immune to identity politics challenges. Not to mention the fact that there are a lot of people within the Democratic Party who just don't care about that type of. Somebody tweeted it out today. It was so hilarious. I probably shouldn't say it, but I will. But it'll give you an idea. One of my followers tweeted and said the Democrats are hoping that black people can look at Trump and think that he is the Negro apocalypse. that what he represents is so terrifying that we would run and vote for anybody they put up, simply because they're so afraid of Donald Trump. But what do you do when Donald Trump reinvents himself over the next couple of months? They won't have any play. They won't have anything that they can do, because Donald Trump can argue against Hillary Clinton on the Iraq war. He has a better position on the Iraq war than Hillary Clinton. This is just an objective fact. Donald Trump can out-argue Hillary Clinton on the TPP because she originally supported before she didn't. So if they ever, and then Donald Trump is just Donald Trump, right? He has the ability to make somebody look like a complete buffoon on stage because he's willing to make himself look like a complete buffoon. I don't think I've been thinking about this since last night. I've been thinking about what my professor said last night. He said, of all people, he would be the most afraid of running against someone like Donald Trump because they're completely unpredictable. Whereas Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz are completely predictable. You know exactly their playbook. We don't know the playbook that somebody insane like Donald Trump will bring. All we do know is that he's getting that type of turnout where the turnout is unbelievably higher than it has been. They are record turnouts. And I really think the DNC and Hillary Clinton, they are trying to fight him with last year's weapons. And I don't think anybody really is going to be convinced. Not enough. You can get the establishment, you can get a couple of people, but I don't think enough people are going to be convinced, especially if Donald Trump starts moving to the right, moving back to the center, rather. He can't go any further right. He's the most insane right now. But anyway, Caller, you're live on the air. What's your name?